The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Y'all started from PBS Kids, what you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. Now, when it comes to the subject of race and why there's just so much confusion surrounding it, it's because the school system worldwide, not just the American school system, has failed us deeply on this subject. Meaning, they didn't teach it to us well. When we will fill out those Scantrons when we are taking tests or whenever we need to fill out things for our information, we are often asked for both our race and our ethnicity. So for race, usually what will be listed is Black, white, Asian, indigenous, but for ethnicity we will see Hispanic or Latino or non-Hispanic or Latino. That right there is our first knowledge that Latino is not a race. But because that distinction isn't made very clear by society as a whole, that is why we have so much confusion when it surrounds it. And it's really nobody to blame but society, because it's not taught, and so many people are thinking that it means one thing when it absolutely fucking doesn't. We aren't taught that. We see it in front of our faces, but no one really tells us what it means until we get older or we have to do our own research, which is why this has led to so much confusion when white Latinos are saying that they are not white, that they're Latino, but y'all are still very much white. But it also has led to confusion on how people view Latinos in general. And by view, we mean appearance. Because one, people think Latino means mixed, and it doesn't. Look it up. It does not, baby. And yes, a lot of Latino people are mixed, but a lot of them are not. And that is absolutely okay. But most of the Latino actors that we see in Hollywood, they are either visibly mixed or mixed but very white passing. And one of the worst examples of this, I think, would have to be with Disney's channel Stuck in the Middle, where there was an issue with one of the cast members being Ronnie Hawk, who played the oldest daughter in the family. She lied about being Latina, and I'm gonna be real, I can see why, because so much of the representation that we see for Latinas in Hollywood, they don't look too far off from her. And then also, she blended in kind of well with the family. Let's be honest, it's kind of weird. But like I said, because of the way society expects Latinos to look, that is why Ronnie Hawk was able to get the role by lying and doing herself up to look like that. Basically the way Hollywood expects Latinos to look like. And like I said, her appearance is, like I said, is not too far off from what we see. And because of this, we have just this ongoing issue of the way people perceive Latinos, especially Latino women. And this is why we don't see much diversity when it comes to this ethnicity with Hollywood. And this is part of the reason why Honey Lemon look white as hell. Listen, I love Big Hero 6 down, and this is something that I have been wanting to talk more about on my channel, mainly because, like, at this point I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk about what the hell I want. The views is gonna look probably the same anyway. Big Hero 6 the series, and just Big Hero 6 the comic, and then Big Hero 6 the movie, I really want to touch on the good, the bad, and the ugly with the franchise. But today we gonna hit on the bad and the ugly. While I love Big Hero 6, the way it handles representation is a bit questionable, and the only thing to blame when it comes to that aspect is Disney. Are we surprised? No, it's literally Disney summer. Everything that we have an issue with, we can all blame it back to Mickey Mouse, because he'll somehow be tied to it. He would. And Honey Lemon, who is my favorite character in Big Hero 6, she is one of the major problems with it. I want you guys to take a good look at Honey Lemon. Look at her. Get a good long look at her. Very beautiful woman. But doesn't she look like somebody that Disney is always shoving in our face and gave her a wedding special and a whole TV show? I'm not even joking. She literally looks just like Rapunzel. It's not even funny. She looks like Rapunzel if Tangle took place in modern day. She looks extremely identical to a white woman, but Disney likes to market her as a woman of color, which is questionable. Because when I first watched Big Hero 6, I didn't know shit about the comics. I just went and watched it like with straight ignorance. I didn't know what I was going into. Ignorance was bliss for me that day. So then when I got home from the movie theater and I looked it up, come to find out, I thought Honey Lemon was just white. I just thought she was white. I had no idea that Disney said that she was a woman of color. I was like, huh? Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the major issues with Honey Lemon's character, because they are extremely disappointing and it is a bit hurtful, we will be back after this brief commercial break. Hi everyone, the captain here. I just wanted to get on here real quick and tell you guys thank you so much for your support. I have gotten so much fan art from you guys, and I've met plenty of y'all in person at the conventions that I have been at. And also thank you guys so much for coming to the panels that I host. It means so much to me. You guys are so great. I appreciate every little last bit of support you guys give me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can say thank you 100 times, but I truly do mean it. Thank you. So when it comes to the background on Honey Lemon's character and then the movie and then up into her current appearance right now, let's go back in time, you know, before Disney had Big Hero 6, back to the 80s when it was just a Marvel comic that nobody gave a fuck about. Originally, Big Hero 6 is a comic book from Marvel that nobody really was checking for, so Disney decided to take the project and make it family friendly. Like they're doing with a lot of other Marvel properties, but they made this one a little bit way more kiddie than those. I wouldn't really say Marvel movies are kiddie. I'd say they're more family friendly, but Big Hero 6 was made to be kiddie. Originally, Honey Lemon was a Japanese woman named Aiko Miyazaki. And by the way, the entire team of Big Hero 6, they were all Japanese, as Big Hero 6 took place in Japan. And that is part of the reason why in the Disney version, it's basically San Francisco, but it's a lot like Tokyo, and that's why the place is called San Francisco. So when Big Hero 6 was in development, Disney decided to change the races of the characters for the sake of adding more diversity. Disney, I don't think y'all know, but an entire team of Japanese people, that's diverse enough. You really didn't have to change that, but okay, whatever. They really just be doing this shit because they just want to have a way to put white people in everything. So they ended up making Hero half Asian, half white. Wait a minute, was Hero always biracial? Give me a second. Yes, he is full Japanese. They made him half white in the movie. And quick note, Hollywood, when is Hollywood gonna realize that biracial does not always mean half white? Like, biracial, fully people of color, like biracial of two like different like non-white. That works. That's a thing. Plenty of those people in this world exist. What if Hollywood just gonna realize that biracial and just interracial in general does not always need to include a white person? Gogo is Korean, and I'm pretty sure Gogo is the first Korean Disney character, and then Fred is white, and then Honey Lemon is Latina. Remember, Latina's not a race. And then they made Wasabi being black. And I'm gonna be real, they didn't need to change them. Okay, it would have been cool to see an all Japanese superhero team in the mainstream American media. Okay, we gotta go all the way over to anime if we want to see this shit, but in American media we don't see it too often. It would have been great to see that. Okay, but American media, like Disney, they like to market things to where everyone of different backgrounds can see themselves in the works, like how Disney did with the Cheetah Girls books, where all the girls were, you know, black in the books, they had black backgrounds, and they changed that shit in the movie. So moving back over to Honey Lemon, in development of her character, she was more similar to how she was in the comic, with her interest as her being very sporty and like in cheerleading and such. But also, I need y'all to take a brief look at Honey Lemon's concept art, because what the fuck? Honey Lemon high-key resembles a black girl. And as we know that Honey Lemon is said to be a Latina woman, she is looked to be Afro-Latina or Indigenous Latina, but they made her the most white-looking Latina woman ever. So remember how I said Ronnie Hawk was able to get away with lying about being Latina for so long because Hollywood has this idea of what they think a Latina woman should look like? We think of Latina actresses, and plenty of them have similar resemblance to each other. That's why they be rotating the same tint around all the time. They are pale to somewhat tan. They have brown hair, they have brown eyes, and yes, there are plenty of Latina women that look like this. And then there are plenty of Latina women that are of mixed race and they favor their white side more than everything else. But remember that Latina is not a race, and they can look any kind of way, meaning that not all Latinas are white passing and not all Latinas are mixed. Asian women are Latina, black women are Latina, dark-skinned women are Latina. Do you guys get the point? Because that's the main issue. Honey Lemon went from looking like the other kinds of Latinas, the ones that Hollywood don't want to fucking show y'all. So it's not only just giving colorism, it's giving texturism and featureism just as well. It's overall racism. So Disney wanted to have another Latina character, but they wanted to have one that didn't look too different from the rest of Latina characters that they have out here. They wanted Honey Lemon to blend in with the rest. So they made her look almost extremely identical to Rapunzel, with making her slightly, not even a lot, a little drop darker than what she is. She's not even dark. No, she's just a little tanner, and then her lips are slightly bigger. That's pretty much the only difference when it comes to her design from the the CGI film. That's the same girl. They look too much alike. And then they also had her accent slip in and out when she talked every so often. Disney, we have enough of this kind of Latino representation in Hollywood. We don't need to see the same copy of the same thing that we keep fucking seeing. Yes, women like this do exist, but the other Latinas deserve to get shine too, and y'all could have did that with Honey Lemon, but you chose not to. And this is why people get so upset nowadays when something is announced with a Latino cast and everyone is pale. Everyone got very loose curl to just straight hair, and everyone overall got Eurocentric beauty features and can pass for white to a certain extent. Because the Latinos that are dark skinned, the Latinos with the big noses and the bigger lips, the ones with the curly and kinky hair, the ones with the small almond and hooded eyes, they deserve to have numerous projects about them just as well. And mind you, I think Honey Lemon is gorgeous. I think she's really cute, okay? But Disney, you already have somebody in your catalog that looks like that. Rapunzel. and she's from a very, very popular movie. Like, a part of me feels like that they made her design is drastically different than what she used to look like, okay? A part of me feels like that they marketed her to look like Rapunzel, thinking that that would get more people to watch the movie. But honestly, it just pissed us off because it felt very much lazy. I'm not even joking. I legit think they might have used the same model. They just made her taller. It really wouldn't have hurt if y'all just kept her darker, okay? Hey, editing me here. I wanted to put a quick little insert in before we get to this section of the video, but there's a part where I say something along the lines of as dark as me, and I just want to specify that I am fully aware that I am not dark skinned. I am a brown skinned Black woman, but I say of darker skin because oftentimes, like, when we see, like, you know, the media and we see other people and whatnot, they don't like this dark. They don't. And I'm not even considered dark skinned. That's why I say of darker skin oftentimes when I'm talking about you know, the subject of colorism and whatnot. Because a lot of like, you know, a lot of people within Asian communities, they consider this, what I am, to be dark. And like within Latino communities, this is considered dark. But like, you know, in the Black community, this is considered to be on the lighter side. This is considered to be brown skin. So yeah, I just wanted to make that brief distinction. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that I am a dark-skinned woman, because I am not, but I am a woman of darker skin. Okay? Like, people who say that they are women of darker skin, they are not saying that they are exactly dark skinned, but all dark skinned women are women of darker skin, but everybody who is a woman of darker skin is not dark skinned. Okay, I hope I cleared this up. Let's get back into the video. So this is just kind of like my final thoughts, because Big Hero 6 is something that always just gets overlooked, and it's so weird because this is a movie that literally has a fucking Oscar, and then Disney just low-key don't care about it. I'm gonna be real, the way Disney markets Big Hero 6 within the last few years, it fucking sucks. And that ass, like the cartoon spinoff on Disney XD, you know, the place where Disney sends their shows to die, no one watched it. Like, cartoon Twitter did not show up for that show, and I understand the last season was ass. Just watch the first two, okay? But y'all really should check out my video I made, by the way, about Disney XD the series. The link will be down below because I work hard on that shit. But Disney has failed this project on so many occasions in so many different ways. Like, it ain't no secret that projects with numerous characters of color don't get the same shine as those with mostly white casts up into the recent years, I'd say. And I'm gonna be real, a lot of these projects that have gotten a lot of shine, that have people of color within them, they got white people in them. And people know that if you throw white people in something, more people are likely to watch it. It's sad. It's been proven. It fucking sucks. But anyways, it's just kind of scary to think about, because sometimes I just can't help but think about things like this. What if they kept Honey Lemon Japanese like she was in the comic book, or they did make her Afro-Latina, or, you know, indigenous Latina like she appeared in her test designs? Like, would Big Hero 6 be more overlooked than it already is? I'm gonna be real, Big Hero 6 be getting treated like shit by the Disney fandom overall. Like, nobody is checking for this franchise, okay? Unless it is Baymax art, Baymax merchandise, Baymax this, Baymax that. And I'm not talking about the Baymax show. I'm talking about Baymax himself. People don't check for it. Like, everyone pays so much more attention to the properties that, you know, have more white people pushed to the front of them. And they don't give you much of that with Big Hero 6. Like, yeah, we have Fred, we have Aunt Cass who just be there in passing. But Big Hero 6, the movie had way more white people than the show does. The show is diverse as hell, okay? Like, if you want to watch something that don't got a lot of white people in it, like, there are white people in it, but like, if you want to watch something from Disney that has so many different people of color within it, highly recommend checking this show out. The first two seasons. Don't watch that last season. That last season was a joke. But Disney and just the fandom in general, they don't really do that for Big Hero 6. And let me tell you, Disney sees Baymax and Big Hero 6 as two different things at this point. Like, I'm not joking. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm dead ass. Like, when Big Hero 6 is marketed, and it's been marketed like this from the beginning, because when the first movie came out, yeah, they did sell merchandise for the characters and whatnot, but that slowly started to fade out to the point where we just saw an abundance of more and more Baymax stuff. They are not marketing the characters, who are plenty are people of color. They're just marketing Baymax. They're literally, it's like Baymax has turned into like another Olaf for Disney. A robot. A literal fucking robot. We have Baymax this, and then we have Baymax that. And not much of anything for Hero, Wasabi, Go-Go, and Honey Lemon, who is mostly white. Like, I don't want to sit here and straight up say that Honey Lemon is a white woman, because I saw her original designs. I've seen her voice actor. Mixed race woman, appears to be very much mixed race. I don't want to sit here and say that she is not a woman of color, but Disney failed her. Brown skin with ethnic features to making her just a Latina woman with bigger lips. They made her a Rapunzel with just bigger lips and slightly darker skin. That's not even really considered much. And also, I really have this theory that a part of me feels like I said, at the end of the day, y'all know the entertainment industry, and especially Disney, the main purpose is to, one, make money, and to two, entertain. A part of me feels like that they picked up on the Big Hero 6, you know, comic in general, is because they saw Baymax and they knew, oh, he would make good merchandise, which he does. Like, I have Baymax stuff. I have a Baymax shirt. And you remember when I used to wear that Baymax shirt all the time? I love Baymax. I think he's super duper cute, but I'm gonna be completely fucking honest. He's not the best thing about Big Hero 6. He's just kind of there. Like, in the movie, it focused a lot more on Baymax, but in the show, and for real, I prefer the show over the movie. We see a lot more with the characters. It's super duper fun, very nice, heartfelt, make you want to cry sometimes. But look, they put Baymax ass on everything. Mainly because he looks good on everything. He looks good on shirts, he looks good on book bags, he looks good on plushies, and much, much more, okay? Panties. I'm pretty sure I saw some Baymax panties at some point, okay? But Baymax is very much marketable. Because he's a robot. Like, he's another Olaf. He's another Pua type kind of character. Y'all know how Disney has, like, you know, them inanimate objects and the animals. That is what Baymax is. And they know when they are able to have a character like that, they are able to sell merchandise. I kid you fucking not. There are people out here who ain't never seen Lilo and Stitch, and they got a little Stitch plushie. Not even joking. And if you ain't never seen Lilo and Stitch and you own a piece of Stitch merchandise, go watch the movie. It's actually great. You're not gonna regret it, okay? And in the movie, like I had said earlier, Baymax is a lot more present there than he is in the show, because, you know, the movie is just like an introduction to everything. Of course, the movie was gonna focus more on Baymax because it focused more on Hero, where the series focused more on pretty much everyone else, including Hero. But Baymax, he low-key feels irrelevant oftentimes. He's just there to be cute and be comic relief. The show focuses more on the people that are within it, and a lot of these people, like I said, it's very diverse. Lots of people of color. But we do not see much of anything for those people. Like, that's what I don't get. It's just more and more of an abundance of Baymax shit. Like, deadass. They separate Baymax from the rest. Like, I'm not even joking. And it just hurts to know that part of the reason that, and moving back to Honey Lemon, it just hurts to know that part of the reason her design was most likely changed is because she wasn't seen as marketable. They have made it clear numerous times that they do not think darker skin is marketable. Like, society's beauty standards towards, you know, women of color, they want you to be like one type of woman of color. I remember something that Zendaya had said where she was like, I am what Hollywood wants black girls to look like, and that is not okay, because as we know, Zendaya is biracial. She is visibly mixed. She looks just as much white as she do black. That is not what all of us look like. Zendaya is beautiful, but like I said, she don't got two black parents. She got a black dad and a white mother. And then also, there's a lot of other biracials out here that don't look like Zendaya. There are biracials out here that's about as dark as me. There are biracials out here with kinky curly hair. Like, that is like the one kind of look that they want. Like, you know, the entire issue when we were going off about Not My Claudine with Monster High, that is the kind of black girl that they be wanting. They want a black girl with loose curly hair and is light skin, and her features are still somewhat Eurocentric. I'm telling you, y'all scared of black people, y'all scared of dark skin. Like, damn. It's not a crime to be a monoracial person of color, y'all. or not to be white passing or racially ambiguous. It just hurts to know, because I know darker skinned girls of color would have loved that. We would have loved to see her in that movie. We would have loved that. But would other people have liked it? That's the thing. Like, they know that, hey, this is gonna cater towards, you know, the darker skinned Latinas. This is going to cater towards them. They're going to love this. But is everyone overall going to love this? That's the scary thing to think about, because overall, I'm just stating the fact, not everyone's going to like it. Like, y'all wonder why, like I said, a lot of y'all don't care about black stories. A lot of people do not want to watch something that has a predominantly black cast in it, and the only people that show up and show out for it are black people. And then oftentimes with a lot of these shows that are Latino led, plenty of them are very much white passing to a certain extent. And you want to know what trips me out? They did all that whitewashing to Honey Lemon and they still don't do shit with her. Big Hero 6, Disney in general, has paid all of the characters of color dust. And they just continue to promote that damn robot like he is not associated with them. Like, baby, listen, are y'all really watching Big Hero 6 for Baymax? Like, tell the truth. Tell the fucking truth. There's a lot of people that are within the fan community for Big Hero 6. We be talking about the other shit other than that damn robot. But no, Disney just continues to separate the robot from the other people of color within this series. And it's sad because they already whitewashed the original work. And then they just don't do anything with it, because for what reason? That's all I have to ask at the end of this. Why? Why did y'all do this? You have this amazing property that still needs work because ain't nothing perfect, but you had this amazing property. You have a very diverse cast, range of crew, great storytelling with the exception of that third season. But why do you just choose to market the robot only? Why, Disney? That's just all I have to ask. You literally whitewashed Honey Lemon and then you still don't do anything with her. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Disney-cember. I hope you guys enjoyed. And at the end of every Disney-cember episode, I will be answering 3 of your cosplay related questions that you have for me. Now let's go ahead and get into it. The first question we have is, have you ever gone to cons and cosplay? Baby, that's the main reason why I go to cons, because I be wanting to wear costumes out in person. I love dressing up and I be wanting a place to, you know, go to dress up. I live in an area where there are, you know, more and more cosplay events that are popping up because, you know, cosplay is becoming more mainstream and more people are just starting to plan their own cosplay events, because I've been thinking about planning my own event. But I'm gonna be real, the main reason why people be going to cons in the first place is to cosplay, because I remember when I was younger, I didn't really start to cosplay at cons until I became an adult, because when I was younger I was so scared to cosplay, because I was like, what if people think my outfit's ugly, or what if nobody else is gonna be in costume? And what took me out so much is that I was scared thinking that nobody was gonna be in costume, but when I fucking got there, everyone was in costume and I felt out of place because I wasn't dressed up. But of course, I go to cons dressed up, okay? That's the main reason why a lot of people go. A lot of people don't even be going to cons for like the shit that's there. They don't be going to buy stuff. They don't be going for panels. They don't be going to meet people. They just go because they simply want to have somewhere to go where they can dress up. So, okay, moving on to the next one. How do you find cosplay as a black woman, and do you feel like the community is accepting judgmental of black cosplayers? Okay, so we need to talk about the cosplay community overall, and then we need to talk about the black cosplay community, because it's 2 different separate issues, okay? Overall, the main people not fucking with us, okay? They are not, absolutely fucking not. I'm not gonna say the name of this account, but I noticed something that they did and I think I need to call it out. But it's this a particular account that is on Instagram, and they are like promoting like popular cosplayers and all that, and most of the cosplayers that they are posting are white people. Like, the cosplay community always pushes the white people forward for every little last thing. When you go through TikTok and you scroll through the cosplayers, most of them at the top of the tags be white people. That's the reason why black people and just black cosplayers, we have to make our own hashtags for everything like that, because there's a tag that I follow on Instagram called Black Women in Costume, because there's just certain cosplay tags that I cannot follow because I'm not gonna see the black cosplayers, okay? Like, I can't follow the Bayonetta cosplay tag because it's just white women, and I be wanting to see some black Bayonettas because they be looking great dressed up as Bayonetta. I love when black people cosplay as Bayonetta. I need to do Bayonetta one day, okay? And like, even with the Miraculous Ladybug cosplayers, we need to make a specific hashtag for the black cosplayers, because every time I go and type this shit in, it just be the white people for the forefront. And what takes me out the most about it is that there are plenty of characters of color in the Miraculous Ladybug show, and when I go through and I look through the cosplay tag, it's mainly just white people in the front. Like, it's just irritating. But like I said in this video earlier that I filmed, you know, about Big Hero 6 and whatnot, a lot of people scared of people of color, a lot of people scared of darker skin. Like, it's just annoying. So the cosplay community overall has a really big racism problem, okay? They let white people get away with doing everything and whatever the fuck. But if a black person want to cosplay as somebody who is like, you know, their outfit don't have nothing to do with their ethnicity, they throw a fit and cry and scream and whatever the fuck. Like, that's annoying. It's very fucking annoying, and also it's very frustrating because that's the reason why a lot of black cosplayers, because I'm hiring my own, I did meet this really nice guy at Anime Weekend, and he took my pictures for me. Like, so thankful for me. He was also a person of color too, by the way. He's Asian. Super duper nice dude. He took my panty cosplay pictures, by the way. If you guys wanted to know which ones he did, you guys can go look on my Instagram. But he was super duper nice. But like, these white photographers, they do not want to be wanting to take pictures of people of color, especially black people, like visibly black people. They do not want be wanting to take pictures of dark skinned people. They absolutely do not. Like, if my little brown skin self scares them, they terrified of dark skinned people. Like, it is terrible, okay? The nerd community be racist as hell. So that's just like a taste of like the issues that we have with, you know, the white people and just the non-black people in general, because it don't just be them. Because my friend told me about this artist that she met, and they were Asian, and they were being nasty to all the black people that came up to their booth, but they were being friendly to everyone else. It's actually bad. Okay, but moving on to the black cosplay community, y'all got issues too. It's a lot of elitism that go on. It's a lot of colorism. It's a lot of fat phobia that happens within this community. Like I said, it's a whole different problem. It's a whole different issue. Colorism is a really big one, I'd say, okay? Colorism, elitism, classism too, because I saw some people in this community were like making fun of other black cosplayers' costumes because they weren't super expensive or well put together. Like, y'all, cosplay is for fun. It is not that fucking deep. Y'all, stop being rude, stop being nasty. A lot of these people be really cliquey too. Like, a lot of these people be very much cliquey. They be over here like, oh, this person's not invited to my private party because I don't like the outfit they're wearing. Like, it's just a lot of petty weird shit. But overall, as a whole, I do love the black cosplay community, and with just every community that you're gonna be in, you're gonna have them weird fuckers that just kind of ruin everything. Because I remember I saw, like, in the black cos community, people were talking about coming up to Anime Week in Atlanta to fight, and I was like, can we not do this? Can we please not do this? Leave that shit at home. What's that thing in Family Affair Mary J. Blige says? Basically, don't bring that shit in this dancery. Like, don't do that. But this is supposed to be a community where we're uplifting each other and this and that and the third. But people just want to be messy. People just want to be nasty. And it's sad because in this community, oftentimes it just feels like we only have each other. But that's not always the case because people want to be gross. Alright, now moving on to the last cosplay Q&A question. My phone logged. That's how I know I was talking for so long. Okay. As a beginner, is it okay to purchase cosplays and tweak them? I've been hearing that buying rather than making them can be looked down upon in the community. Do what the hell you want. I'm gonna tell you that. A lot of my cosplays are ones that I put together, but then also a lot of my cosplays are shit that I buy because sometimes I just don't be in the mood to make it, but I still want to dress up as this character. Cosplay should be for fun, baby, okay? If you are not able to make your own costume because it's too difficult for you to do, it happens. You can teach yourself how to do it, okay? You can take the costume, buy it, and then later on, if you want to figure out how to make it on your own, you can do that. Like I said, I'm tired of this community having this big ass elitism problem, this big ass issue. We are all literally nerds playing dress up. We all look goofy to everybody else outside of this community, okay? Like, I don't get the nastiness, I don't get the rudeness. It's annoying as shit. But like, I think a lot of them cosplay contests be fucking with people's confidence. That's why I didn't enter one, because I knew I would have cried after it. But like I said, it's purchase it and tweak it. Yeah, there's a lot of times, 'cause I was talking to this one person I met that had this Yor cosplay, and I still want to do a Yor cosplay, but the material on a lot of these costumes been looking cheap, and I've been scared that they're gonna rip. But they basically told me that they bought the costume and then they alter it themselves to make it, like, you know, look better and feel better on them. People do that shit all the time. Everyone does it, okay? It's normal. People are always doing whatever to make their costumes towards their liking. And sometimes something just be uncomfortable and you just want to change it. Like, I get it. Like, oh Jesus, them tights that I was wearing with My Hero Academia cheer costume, I didn't like them, so I took them off. I didn't care. It's just, do what you want. Cosplay, it's supposed to be for fun, okay? If you're a beginner cosplay, it doesn't fucking matter. We're all nerds playing dress up. Be nice. Be kind. And that is the last question for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup fight villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they're shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the